Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we give you guys a fresh perspective on things, and we see them, and the roast continues on. The roast continues on. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let's talk about them damn Lakers. As you guys know, a good majority of the people out there were twerking it up all year long. Oh, man, you know, the Lakers, man, I think they're going to go to the finals, man. Yeah, you know. And then we found out what the playoff seedings were. These dudes were twerking so much when they found out that they were going to be playing with the Wolves. They thought, oh, man, we dodged the bullet. We're not playing the Golden State. They were happy. They thought they were going to go in there and win that series. You had Shannon Sharp's twerking ass on TV talking about Lakers in 5. And they believed it. Boy, did they believe it. And I'm sitting there and we did a playoff preview. The video's on the channel. I ain't got to lie about it. And I said the Wolves are going to win this series. And I gave my reasons, right? I said that they're very athletic. They can defend. They have scores on their team. They have size. And I said the biggest determining factor I'm going to need to see in order whether or not they're going to win is how they're going to guard that switch when Luka gets on or when Rudy gets on Luka. That was it. I said if they figure out a solution for that, they'll win. And essentially they did. And ultimately they ended up winning in 5 games. That's essentially what happened. But all of those super bozos at ESPN, all they did was sit up there and dangle that carrot. Man, I think the Lakers going to the finals. I think the Lakers going to be great. This is what happens when you analyze sports with honey in your eyelids. You can't even see straight. It's caked up in your eyes. This is how they were analyzing sports. And one of the people that called him out, and it was calling him out, was Charles Berkley. So what happened? I came across a clip this morning of Charles Berkley on the Dan Patrick Show. And he was talking about this very series. And essentially what he said was ESPN is full of a bunch of clowns who overhype the Lakers and LeBron, essentially just for clicks and views. So for those of you who didn't hear what they had to say, hear what he had to say, want to play for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Charles here.
The Lakers, I told you 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, the Lakers aren't a good team. They got 2 really, really good players, but they're not a good team. ESPN just swings on them like they choke, like everything tastes like chicken. But the Lakers are not a good team. They're going to lose either this round or next round, but more likely this round. But they're not very good.
What do you think the future, like if let's say you're Luka and you look around, JJ didn't play anybody off the bench. LeBron's got maybe 2 more years left. The
Lakers are not going to be a contender with the team they have now. Your best player can't be 40. Or I just don't think that makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, your best player can't be 40. I mean, and JJ was wrong the other night to play those guys the entire second half because, number one, it's probably going to affect them tonight. It definitely affected them down the stretch the other night. You know, both of those guys missed layups, and they made some mental mistakes with the ball. So, no, this is not the Lakers' year. And people think I hate on the Lakers. I told you, the Lakers aren't a good team. But ESPN was just swinging on them like they were damn King Kong. And so,
but if you're Luka, do you want to stay? Do you want to re-sign? If you're looking around at what you have with Austin Reeves, a nice player, but what are you going to build on when LeBron's gone?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question first and foremost, but I don't think he can go anywhere. I mean, he's going to be a Laker probably for life from this point going forward.
Okay. All right. I was,
Dan, the clowns at ESPN, they always make me laugh.
Wait, aren't you going to be working there in 6 weeks?
But Dan, I'm going to be a straight shooter. It's interesting how they were discussing Giannis this week. Like, should Giannis want to leave? I'm like, I clearly don't remember when I played. I don't remember saying we need to get Charles Barkley some help in Philadelphia or Phoenix, or Karl Malone some help in Utah, Patrick Ewing some help in New York. I don't remember guys in the media kissing my ass and Carl's ass and Patrick's ass like, well, Giannis should want to leave Milwaukee now because he can't win the championship. I wonder what all the guys were when I played asking me to get some help. I mean, they were kissing. They were like loving the Lakers, loving the Celtics, loving Michael, loving the Pistons. But I don't remember all these kiss asses back in the day saying, we need to get Charles Barkley some help because he can't win a championship in Philly or Phoenix. But it makes me laugh. They're like, no, Giannis got to leave Milwaukee. That already started. Wow. Y'all weren't concerned about us other great players back in our day, but y'all all of a sudden now, y'all like, oh, Giannis has got to leave Milwaukee now. His championship window closed. I'm like, man, thanks for helping me out when I went out there with nobody.
Excellent. You heard him. Now, let me hook y'all up to the game. The Lakers are ESPN's biggest cash cow. Hence the reason that we're talking about the Lakers and LeBron. So what they figured out is all we got to do is dangle the carrot for the fan base, twerk it up all day long, say we believe they're going to do things that in reality they can't do. And guess what? All of these gullible ass fans will tune in and believe them. And this is how they got you. They actually had y'all thinking that this team was going somewhere. And y'all really bought into it. And then you know what's going to happen? The end of this season, now that it's over for them, at a certain point this season, something is going to happen. They go, man, the Lakers, I think they can do it. And that's what they're going to do. And they're going to keep riding you fools like a donkey. And then you dudes going to be running around quoting what so-and-so said on ESPN about the Lakers. That's what happened. They're not dumb. They know you're dumb. All they got to do is keep y'all hooked. Keep lying to y'all, telling y'all type of nonsense, and y'all believe it. And then when it don't work out, they go on TV and then they look for somebody to blame instead of themselves. You notice how nobody's calling themselves out on ESPN? All of them people with them wild ass takes, where are they at? They're looking for who they can blame so they don't have to blame themselves. And they're just going to rinse and repeat. And I think it's going to be box office. When Charles Barkley walks into that ESPN building or whatever it is, and he starts to do the shows with these twerking ass ESPN people, because I don't think he's going to mesh with them. I think we're going to have a lot of awkward exchanges. You should be on the lookout for future, man, this network is full of just a bunch of fools and morons. That's what's going to happen. Because Charles, I think, realizes he is walking into twerkation nation. In order for you to get a gig at that network, you got to twerk. You got to twerk. You got to be super pro LeBron or super pro Laker. And you got to be ready to shake your ass. I mean, shake it. Shake your moneymaker for them. And this is what Charles Barkley's, all of these dudes that picked the Lakers, all of a sudden today, they now realize the Lakers don't have size. Imagine. All of a sudden today, man, the Lakers don't have size. But didn't you know that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, but I got to dangle the carrot, bro. Yeah, bro, got to dangle the carrot. All of a sudden now, they didn't realize the Lakers had defenders. You didn't know that before the series started? No, man, I had too much honey in my eyelids. I couldn't see. And then you dudes actually take them seriously. These are the people that make the top 10 lists. These people. These are the people that told you LeBron is number 2 all time. These people. This is where y'all get your information from. These people. Y'all get it from them. People running around. Man, ESPN is full of experts. Yeah, the expert. What pick has ESPN made that's been right? Who are the experts at ESPN? Where are they? Who are they? And this is the people you guys lean on. Man, ESPN's list. They have the 10 greatest athletes of all. When I knew, we already knew. Even Kobe said they got a bunch of idiots working up there. The reason I knew ESPN, when I knew ESPN was not a serious sports network, was when they did the most influential athletes. And they had LeBron ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. That's when I knew ESPN was littered with a bunch of fools. Because anybody, anywhere that calls yourself a sports fan, you don't need to be a fan of football or soccer, however you want to characterize it. But if you don't know that Ronaldo and Messi are about 4 to 5 times bigger than LeBron, you don't know anything about sports. If you think that Ronaldo and LeBron are on the same level, you're lost. And that's where they rated him. You cannot even compare Ronaldo and LeBron James. You cannot even compare them. in terms of importance, in terms of fame, in terms of influence. They're not even in the same universe. Sorry to break it to you, La fanboys. They're not. Ronaldo, I will never forget, sat in a press conference. There was a bottle of Coca-Cola on the table. Just by Ronaldo taking the bottle of Coca-Cola and putting it on the floor, taking it off the table, the stock price of Coca-Cola plummeted. Just because he removed the bottle off the table. LeBron and Ronaldo are not in the same universe, nor is he in the same universe with Messi. But these are the guys that are supposed to be educating people about sports. Yeah, all right.